Hey guys, welcome back to Daily Blades. Today we've got a little custom folder knife from John Greco on the table. While he might not be a premier folding knife, custom knife designer and builder, but I'm sure many of you who are into fixed blades have come across his Scagels or his camp knives or any of his, he considers them tactical fighting knives or his whisper knife. He's made awesome fixed blade knives, I believe, since at least the late 90s. I know he's had some health issues up and down, so at times his knives are really easy to come by, other times they're not. But he had this Falcon design, I don't know, maybe at least 10 years ago, that I had a few of them that were very similar to how this particular knife looks, and I really liked it, and I owned a couple of them along with some of his fixed blades and stuff, and for whatever reason they just got traded or sold. Just that's kind of the way this hobby goes. But as I got a little bit older, started appreciating some more of these knife designers. I don't want to say that are smaller, because I don't really necessarily think he's small time, but I just started to appreciate their works a little bit more, so I slowly have been gaining back a few pieces from various knife makers that I just wanted to have back in my collection, and this was one of them. So this is one of his, what he would consider a gentleman's folder. It's got a 7-inch overall length. You're looking at a 2 7/8 inch blade length. It has a 1/8 inch blade stock. So it's quite a stout little blade for being in such a small package. The blade material is 8670 high carbon with a polished finish on it. And the handles are actually also 8670 steel, hardened 8670 with a satin finish, and then they have the Greco logo stamped into it right there. And this is a frame lock, very simplistic design. There's no pocket clip, and he on the Falcons and stuff, on mine at least, there was pocket clips. I think because these are a smaller size, he just opted not to run one. I was going to put it in one of the machines and try and drill it or tap it, but I ended up just temporarily, I'm just running a little keyring loop on this small little box lanyard, just to have something that if I put it in the pocket, it's easy for me to reach in there and grab and pull it out. So a few things about this knife. It's not some famous, high-end. It's not a Chavez. It's not a Medford. It's none of these guys that you guys are used to hearing probably. But it's a cool little piece of American steel. That some guy in a shop is taking his time fabricating these small pieces and building something, and I really appreciate that. I didn't used to quite as much as I do now, so that's kind of why I wanted to have one of his folding knives back in my collection, and I was able to come across this one, so I went ahead and picked it up. I'm going to still be on the lookout for some of his other pieces. I know his health has been really up and down over the last maybe decade or so, so it seems like at times his knives are readily available, especially his fixed blades. Other times it seems like they're impossible to get. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled and see what else I can come across. But when I got this one, it did have Teflon washers. I went ahead, some smudges on there. I went ahead and replace those with some bronze phosphor washers. They are not the correct size. One's actually slightly thicker than the other, but so I do have to order some and replace them. But it did smooth out the action a little bit. Fairly well centered. I mean, it hangs a little bit just because of how hard that lock bar pushes on it. There you go, you can kind of see it was exaggerated, that last angle. Due to the handle materials just being that satin finish and such a hard carbon steel, they're kind of slippery, so I probably will actually fabricate a scale for the left side of the knife. I'm not sure if I'm going to do carbon fiber or a G10 or a Curanite. I really haven't made up my mind yet. Whatever it is, I want it to be really thin. I want to keep that thin profile of the knife. So, and that's the other thing too, a lot of people I think look at these and they see how thin the handles are, but there really is no flex in these. I mean, they're solid. I mean, you're talking about an 8670, high carbon hardened steel. So these things really are built like a tank for how small they are. The lockup is real good on them, and being as you have the same blade steel and handle material, I mean, there's no lock face insert or nothing like that, and it's a good solid lockup. He puts a pretty good edge on them, while I'll probably put like a mirror edge on there. It did come pretty sharp. What I'm actually thinking about doing is, depending on what type of handle material I do, I may do an acid wash on the blade to darken it up, and then put a nice mirrored edge on it. So if I end up going with, say, whatever I do as far as the handle too, is I want it to be kind of modest. So that's why I'm kind of been leaning away from the cure knife. I'm thinking about going with just like a simple G10 that might be two-toned, and then I can texture it slightly and put some grooves in it, and then you'll see the variations of the colors pop out. I'm not sure if I'm thinking like a red and black maybe, and then do a black wash, a black acid wash on the blade. I'm not sure yet, but I just wanted to show you guys the knife. It's a cool little knife from John Greco. It's considered a custom knife, but honestly, it's a fraction of the price of what other custom knife makers would sell their folders for. And obviously, it's not made to some of the same standards as some of these other big names that are out there right now. But it's still a cool knife, and like I said, the fact that it's a guy in a small shop, with hand detailing it, paying attention to you as a customer, he's always super nice and generous, and he's thanking you personally when you order something from him, and I really like that, admire that, and so I hope he stays in good health, and I hope he's able to continue to make some knives. One of these days I'm going to have to dig out some of the fixed blades, and we'll go over some fixed blades, and we'll probably talk about some of his knives. I always thought that they were way underrated in the world of fixed blades. But for now, this is his what he considers a gentleman's folding knife. To me, it really looks a lot like his Falcon design folding knife from a decade ago or more, just shrunken down in the miniature version. But alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my knife. Pretty cool little knife. Very solid, built like a tank. Oh, that was the other quick thing I did want to mention. When I got it, I don't know if during the heat treat or what, but I did get I noticed there was a little bit of a bow on that lock side, so I did go ahead and massage that out a little bit in the shop, just to so it wasn't so pronounced. You can kind of maybe see it a little bit where it's just bowing out a little bit in there, but it was also causing that lock bar just to sit way too far over. So it still probably has. I guess the lockup looks pretty good. So, but alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, thanks, take care, have a great day.